Yo, what's good, YouTube? Y'all don't know me, I'm 5. Y'all can see today. We're right to the victims of Playboi Carti. Bro, tell me how I literally just did the exact same intro. Literally 2 seconds ago. And I pressed the spacebar button to start the damn video. But I was on OVS, so I couldn't. But I was just saying the last intro that bro, see how Aiden Ross, the whole Aiden Ross thing went down with Playboi Carti and how he was like, I don't know, you know, his whole modest thing. Like, remember, guys, he was like this. He was like, I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, he was going through that whole little phase, right? Or he's going through it right now. But I was just thinking, like, bro, you gotta really think bro acts like that, like, when he's with his friends. I don't know. One of my boys started acting on something like that. Like, I don't know. It'd be like, well, how can you just, like, switch into that persona? I don't know, but I want to meet bro one day. But I not prime president.
Right? It's seen as normal to bring their friends and day ones with them, so they can enjoy.
I guess some people pick certain like things like personas. Like, okay, this shit gonna sell, and that he sells, bro. That shit definitely sells. But it's just like, just so weird. Such a weird way to sell. Cause even Kanye got his little thing going on, but he don't even be acting like this.
And luxury together. However, in many of these rappers climb to the top of the industry, it is seen as normal to bring their friends and day ones with them, so they can enjoy the life of fame and luxury together. However, in many of these cases, people switch up, either due to jealousy or simply because the relationships weren't real. People switch up, either due to jealousy or simply because the relationships weren't real in the first place and only existed so they can leech off each other. This is a common occurrence with the narcissist himself, Playboi Carti. To this day, when Carti sees a chance to use someone just so he can solely benefit from it, he doesn't think twice about it and instantly pounces on the opportunity just to leave that person behind in the dust.
Don't give no fucks.
So today, I'll be going over the many victims of Playboi Carti and explaining
how. I let it know grown ass man, bro, just slap me like that. What the fuck?
I'll be going over the many.
Bro, touch my face like that? Hell nah.
Victims of Playboi Carti.
Yo, what the fuck?
Explaining how they were used by
him. Man.
While I was pregnant, this man didn't even come to see his son be born. He went to Philly to play the PlayStation with little Uzi. He thought that was
crazy,
more important
bro.
than seeing his son be born.
At the beginning of Carti's music career in 2014. Carti would meet the producer Ethereal through mutual high school friends. Now Ethereal is known to be very selective with who he works with. With Carti's friends speaking very highly of him, they instantly got to work.
I'm from South Atlanta. I went to Sandy Springs in high school and met up with my nigga Ethereal. And then since then, you know, we just clicked up.
After only knowing Carti for a short period of time, Ethereal told him, "You are going to be a superstar," which was entirely based on the way Carti carried himself, and further stated he knew that Carti wanted to be the main character. The duo would release some of the first songs that would put Carti on the map, such as Young Zan Ho and Beef. And during this period, Ethereal
really listened to the
collective Awful Records. They were a
Uzi.
very prominent underground group within Atlanta at the time,
like, you know,
who Drake even co-signed. The founder,
with that new
was
music
impressed by Carti's music and decided to bring him in.
Not really my vibe, but it's funny to like listen to. I feel the vision of Tundra. We were the Tundra.
This of course opened many new doors for Carti, with the first big step he achieved after joining was releasing songs such as Plug, Broke Boy, and Count It Up, who were produced by Mexico Dro, who was and is still an important figure within the underground scene, as he was one of the producers to build the foundations for the SoundCloud sound, and he's responsible for the notorious Plug. These songs were important to Carti's career, as it was the first set of music which people took seriously and got people talking about him. Now that Father had seen the potential of Carti, he treated him as his protege and attempted to promote him as much as he could. He would post him all over their social media, make music with him, and even take him on tour. Carti
that's crazy. Money really changes. Look how different
Carti
looks back then.
The attention of many people, with one of these being the New York-based fashion designer Ian Connor, who introduced Carti to A$AP Rocky and the A$AP Mob. Sometime around 2015, Father wanted to officially sign Carti on paper to Awful Records, as so far, nothing was official. They were a collective, not a label. But as soon as Ian Connor and Rocky heard of this, they immediately flew him out to New York and got him signed under Rocky's label, Org.
Because by that time, he might have already been A$AP. Or he might not have been A$AP, but I think he was already talking to Rocky and Barney.
A$AP
After
Carti?
signing, it would come out that Carti was not paying his producer Mexico Dro, and a couple of other producers. Before this information
I heard that shit.
Carti and Dro were a notorious duo in the underground, producing many hits.
What the
And to see them fall out was a shock to many
That shit was actually
listeners.
crazy.
Just before the release of Self-Titled, Carti's and Mexico Dro's relationship would go south. Dro would take to Twitter to diss Carti after he supposedly ran away with his beats and never paid for them, with one of these beats being for the song Plug, featuring Rich the Kid, Carti, and Kodak Black. Dro would even call him out on Twitter Live.
Wait, Carti was in Plug?
If I catch you, nigga, I'm
By Rich the
your
Kid?
ass. It's over with. I'm taking your chain. I'm taking all your fucking money, nigga.
Nah, that
But after
shit.
they're falling out,
That's despicable. Bro really was fucking explaining his whole plot before he did it. Like, what the fuck, bro? You gotta keep that on the low.
Dro would land credits on Carti's
Maybe we snitch on
Self-Titled
himself.
as he produced
Is
the
that- there's
song
no way
Had
that's
To
Carti.
and had his out. Dro would land credits on Carti's Self-Titled
What the
as he
fuck?
produced the
That
song
nigga
Had
does
To
not look like
and
that
had his
anymore.
ad-libs used on the song Let It
That's
Go.
a whole nother person.
And sorry to interrupt the video, but I'm really trying to get to 20k subs, so I'd appreciate if you guys could subscribe.
Also,
20K
comment and like,
subs.
highly appreciated. Now let's get back to the video. Dro actually
mean, you
contacted
could've at least said
Carti
10K.
to remove him from his tape, but Carti didn't listen and still released it. Mexico Dro also has writing credits on top from Die Lit, but apart from that, the two haven't spoken since. After coming out of jail in 2019, Dro even tried to contact Carti to work on a tape, but was left with no reply, which is a shame.
Sheesh.
Mexico Dro was a very
no way
important
as
figure in
grown-ass
Carti's
mate for your
early
pride
career,
side.
especially as he produced some of the
keep my
first
pride to the
songs
day I
that put
die.
Carti on the map. Unfortunately though, as they were both underground figures at the time,
Let it cut
most of
ya,
the music
boys.
is done without any legal work involved, meaning most of the time only the artist gets paid. Producers, creatives are usually left in the dust. The other producer that Carti had scammed was Milan Makes Beats,
Scammed.
who produced the song Velo and Thug and many other unreleased snippets. Milan had actually produced a majority of the self-titled mixtape before Carti redid all the songs over Pierre beats. What happened was, Milan would send Carti snippets of his beats. Carti took these snippets, rapped over them, looped the beat snippet that Milan sent, extended it so he wouldn't have to ask or pay Milan for the full beat. Some of these snippets that Carti posted or songs released even had snippets from the website
Damn,
Purchase
bro.
Your Tracks Today,
You
which of
really
course
get to think
showed
like,
that
bro, this
Carti
nigga's a fuck nigga, bro. In a way, like, what the fuck? Like, why you even doing all that? This nigga really got all this bread. He ain't trying to
was
pay
not
this
paying
poor,
for
like,
this. The issue
producer.
was when Playboi Carti's A&R
He just doesn't give a
contacted
fuck about
Milan
people, huh?
to sort out paperwork for Playboi Carti's self-titled mixtape. Playboi Carti's camp wanted Milan to send the full beats over first before sending any official paperwork, meaning Milan would be sharing his beats with Carti without first seeing the contracts or any money, which is of course very dodgy. After all this went down, Milan would then leak screenshots of his DMs with Carti.
seeing these
which
clips
read,
made me
"You
realize
rapped
that
over
he really
purchase
went to
your
all these
tracks to me,
interviews.
lol. So
You
what I
really
do
can't
to you
find nothing about Carti in 2024. Like him speaking to people. Like I thought bro forgot how to speak.
of Carti, which read, "You rapped over purchase your tracks today,
I'm gonna
lol."
find you.
So-
Wait, what is it? You rapped over purchase. You rapped over purchase your tracks today, Lord. So what I do to you? Can't wait to see you, bitch. I said I couldn't even put it. Anyways, bro, you stole from me, and I wanted credit and royalty, and to where you tripping, stop hitting me up. I'm gonna find you, little bitch. For everybody who love you, you. What the fuck? Yo, what the nigga said? Fuck everybody who love you, bro. What is people gonna do with him, bro? Nigga said, fuck everybody who love you. Nigga. That
What I
shit
do
just
to
make
you?
no sense.
Carti replied, "Can't wait
You
to
a
see you,
peon.
bitch." Milan would say, "Bro,
Peon.
you stole from me, and I wanted credits and royalties, and to work. You tripping? Stop hitting me up." Which Carti threatened Milan, "I'ma find you, little bitch. Fuck everybody who love you. You a peon." Carti would then reach out to Milan's friends to try to find out where he lived, probably so he can go rob his place and beat his ass. Milan's friends would release the screenshots, which read, "Yo, bruh, is Milan in North or South Carolina? I don't know why. I don't know about that fella. I'll pay you. Find out where he stay at. Call me." Bro, that's hella sus. I ain't gonna tell you his info. I'ma find you. Like
He
hell
said,
you bitch.
fuck you. Like, hell you will, bitch. I ain't finna whoop your ass, your bitch ass, and take that fake ass tech deck chain. Nah, that's crazy. Who texted me? Nah. This is if I want to eat. You a bitch? I'm a shit. I'm a saint. What could it possibly be that he had to like blur it out? And Milan Vans, that's on G Weed, bitch. You a stain. You a lame as hell,
Bitch,
bro.
I ain't afraid to whoop your bitch ass and take that fake ass tech deck chain. You a bitch. I'ma kill you and Milan and Bands.
Yo, Carti
That's on
really
Weed,
about
bitch.
that life?
You a stain. You lame as hell.
I never
now,
really like.
Carti will say Milan.
I don't even know. I know Carti's from
because
Atlanta, but
after Carti refused to
really
give
with the shits
Milan
like that.
credits or any money for his beats, Milan will take it upon himself to leak the song Butterfly Coup, which was Carti's song, but also had a Young's Bands feature, who at the time was beefing Carti because Bands supposedly didn't pay Carti for
haven't
a
heard
feature.
Bro in a
So
minute.
of course Carti didn't want Milan to release a song, firstly because it has Carti's vocals and Carti didn't approve of this to be released, and then secondly because it had a Young Bands on it. Milan would leak another screenshot of this conversation which read, "Don't drop shit with me on your shit, on everything. I'll fight you."
Can't wait to catch y'all slipping. Don't drop shit with me on your show and everything. I'll fight you. I will have niggas at your house today. Try me. I'm in UK. I'm bored. I will gladly set your ass up. F you and Young Bands. Pussy.
I will have fellas at your house today. Try
That
me.
nigga feel like a
I'm
real
in the
nigga when he
UK.
said that.
I'm bored. I will gladly say your
Cash
ass up.
Carti,
Fuck
hashtag
you
Playboi.
and Young Band's pussy. Wait, what?
Nah, yo, Carti
you
was really
steal
with
my
the
beats
shits,
and
yo.
stealing my sound. I haven't
What
done
even
shit
was
to your
this?
ass but make beats that you stole. I don't give a
Oh,
fuck how you
2017.
feel. It's a damn song. What the fuck have I done to you? You stole beats and running around with a sound. Carti would then block Milan, which ended the situation. Carti concluded all of this with, "I only rap on Pierre beats, so this old producer's sick. I promise, I don't do janky business." Bruh, fella's mad because I stopped rapping on his beats. Bro, it's crazy because I can't even defend myself. Because these fellas ain't worth it. If I stole a beat, I'll tell that pussy fella. Pierre born rich as fuck. That's all I need. I don't owe him shit. I don't steal beats. Which, very hypocritical because Carti would delete the Milan produced song, Vlone Thugs. So it seems like Carti did steal the beat
Vlone.
and then tried to delete the song. To
Yo,
hide
Vlone
any
was really an
evidence.
error, bro.
But things have
Niggas
been
really was
quiet
turning their
since.
back on the world.
Carti did rob Milan.
I was turning my back on the world too,
Unfortunately
bro.
for
I
them,
had to.
There was nothing they could do. These releases aren't worth enough money to hire lawyers and actually sue Carti for money because the lawyer fees were probably worth more than the actual money they could get from Carti and his camp.
You ain't getting a dime. What's his name?
Milan.
Hey, Milan. Sorry, buddy.
Nah, I think you should
Get out my fucking DM. Are you kidding me? DM my lawyer. What the fuck are you DMing me for?
Overall, Carti screwed them over, but loads of producers get screwed over in the industry, and it's just how it is. Yes, it isn't fair, and it's a completely awful thing to do, but in the underground, there's barely any money to be made. So when you're asking an artist to pay you, when the artist themselves is barely making any money, you don't have a lot of power in the situation.
You probably stiffed a couple producers in your time.
A couple.
Why is this funny? Why is this something that we just
Hey,
Nah, like that's the bro. You just got to, bro. Still a quick little beat.
16-year career.
yo, I was back.
Now,
That might
Ethereal
change
and
your
Awful
life,
Records,
and then that would change the
well,
producer's life.
Ethereal is still actually very close with Carti. He would be one of the first people to find out about the Opium label and stated himself that he's not signed yet. He explained how he understands Carti is one of the biggest artists in the world and can't be constantly chilling with his friends. But when he does have the time, he will come back home to Atlanta and spend time with them. He was very
Atlanta.
influential to Carti's career. As
No,
he
no,
was
no, with Atlanta. I would the bitch with Atlanta. This nigga talking around the. Look at the bitch on
There's
10.
producers
Yeah,
that
that's-
made noise with Carti. In the current day,
I want
many
Carti
fans
vibes.
see him as a pioneer of Carti's early sound and as a GOAT underground producer. I wouldn't say he's a victim of Carti or that Carti ditched him. It's more he simply moved on to a different producer. And fair enough in Carti's case, because they're still close to this day. And Carti even rapped over his beats in 2020.
Oh no, I just felt so gay.
Then Awful Records, who
Had to stop
Carti
myself.
really left in the dust. After he signed to ASAP, he even came out in an interview and said,
I was never off of records. Since ASAP Mob, I always wanted to be a boss. I made myself a boss, though.
and he even stole one of Awful Records' merch designs. The group definitely helped him find his feet within the underground, but realistically,
Who is that
this
guy?
small collector from Atlanta could only get
Like I seen
Playboi
him before.
Carti so far. So it was mainly Ian Connor and ASAP Rocky that took him to the next level. In the modern era, Carti is known as this global superstar, but a lot of casual fans won't know who Uno the Activist and 1000 Band Fani are. While the three go way back to 2014, where they were all together in a rap group called Splur Gang, with Carti and Uno especially going way back, with them knowing each other since they were literal babies. Then Fani would come around after he held a house party and they met through mutual friends. The group would start releasing music and started making some buzz in the underground, especially Carti. After finishing high school, Carti would move to New York, where he would stay with his family in the Bronx. While in New York, Carti would be discovered by two prominent figures within the fashion scene. A$AP Bari, co-founder of the A$AP Mob and the creator of the V-Lone brand, then the designer and stylist Ian Connor. They would take him under his wing and had planned to make him a superstar. They would introduce him to A$AP Rocky, who in that year of 2015 had just released his second studio album, At Long Last A$AP, selling 140k units first week, and
went crazy.
#1 on the US Billboard.
I have never really listened to A$AP Rocky like that.
And would become close friends with him.
2 songs.
Eventually, they all became one really big crew. The A$AP Mob, Carti, Fani, Uno, Ian, and the Bloody Brothers, Bloody Dior and Bloody Osiris, who are both respectable figures within the fashion industry. They were all underground favourites and were dropping really good music at the time, with the likes of V-Lone Thug and What. However, the group started to fall apart, as Carti would be seen a lot more with the A$AP Mob, Ian Connor, than his own childhood friends, Fani and Uno. Which, if you think about it, it makes sense. As with the support from A$AP, Carti had the potential to affiliate himself.
And then you might just, that shit gonna happen, because bro, these people are having the conversations Carti's trying to have. Like, his childhood friends are not really having those conversations, you feel me? So the connection gonna fall off a little bit, but y'all always gonna be brothers.
Biggest groups
if they don't get like, if they don't think about that
even
shit.
Darker on the 7th of October in 2016, when Uno the Activist got into an argument with Bloody Dior.
We got in an argument. Uno basically threatened me. I had it on me. He had people come, pull up on me 4 cars deep. And it was a fire shot, like, and he got hit.
Now this is where Carti would start falling apart with Uno and Fani, as he didn't support Uno and stay by his side during this beef, and would instead continue being friends with the A$AP Mob and the Bloody Brothers. After this all went down, Carti's group claimed Uno snitched to the cops and said they had the paperwork.
Uno the Activist of my Celtics aggravated assault. Guilty, 10 years. This is my fine. This is my cop out.
And then Bloody Osiris would drop a diss track on Uno. Some time would go by, but Uno didn't let it go. He'd come up with a series on tweets which read, "This ain't no diss, but I would never sell my soul for the fame. I would never change on my family over pussy," which is in reference to him getting shot, as the incident supposedly went down due to him and Dior arguing over a girl. "I would never friend my brother's enemy," which is him coming at Carti again, that Carti chose the A$AP Mob and the Bloody Brothers over Uno and Fani after he got shot. "I would never talk down on family, so fellas don't fuck with him before they meet him. All that devil worship,
feels like a whole
statues
documentary.
is out." He would put out another diss tweet which read, "Fellas look you in your eye and I say, I can take your style because we family, then never see you again." Now this is another shot at Carti, because many fans in the modern day say that Carti basically bit Uno's flows, Uno's voice, and even his style, which is what this tweet is getting at. He would also say in another tweet, "If a fella shot my
that
brother,"
really shows how, like, bro, it's really like the person, like, you and another person could do the same thing, but they just probably look better, or they just know how to market themselves better than you.
"I would never."
But he does the exact same thing,
homie, which is again him coming at Carti. As
can't take my flow though, because
shot,
I'll take your bitch.
Carti would call Dior his brother. But Uno isn't the only person Carti would directly fall out with. Fani would also have his own set of events, which would lead him to being a victim of Carti. Fani would first fall out with fellow Atlanta native Lil Yachty. The two would fall out over a girl who set up Fani and ended up getting his chain snatched by the rapper Slime Cito. Lil Yachty would post an image of Fani's chain,
like this?
not knowing that it was actually Fani's chain. Once he realized, he took to Twitter to apologize to Fani, but Fani was furious.
I didn't even know that was your chain. I never set no nigga up. I never had a reason to. I always been on my own shit. Yeah, I feel like, so y'all need more. I don't think he really would like that.
Having your chain snatched and posted by another rapper is probably one of the most humiliating things that can happen. But by Bo posting Fani's chain, Fani himself had thought there was Yachty that set him up in the first place. Fani would retaliate by shooting at Boat outside of a show. The bullet missed Boat and his friends by just a couple meters.
And
yo, Boat really
hit right above us. He like hit a couple meters above us. He could have hit us, and we could have died that night.
So on a different night, it could have potentially hit them.
We could have lost Boat.
And after Fani shot
that nigga,
them,
bro.
he supposedly rang Boat.
Fuck that nigga, dead ass, bro. What the fuck?
Like the Joker.
I didn't personally see him, but I knew he was in the car because he called me like a dumbass after they shot and started laughing like he was the Joker or something. I don't know, it was weird. So they started shooting outside our studio.
Not only would Fani have beef with Yachty, but also his label QC, as one of their goons attempted to rob Fani's manager as an act of revenge to the shooting.
Bold, but he really dropped stepping.
To my
Solo Creek stepping.
Condo.
It's too tough.
He tried to rob.
Who did?
A certain someone.
Sometime later, Fani would be staying at a hotel as he had a show the night before with Ski Mask. As Fani left his room and went downstairs to eat his breakfast, he would start seeing a bunch of dudes in QC shirts show up, who are of course representatives of Lil Yachty's label.
We eating breakfast at the Omni downstairs, bro. I take a bite. I bite out my little breakfast shit. Every time I look up, more QC shirts. I'm like, fuck. Shit got deep out the blue. It's early in the morning.
Fani would try to approach Boat and his goons to congratulate him on his success, but instead got jumped by security.
I done had nobody helping me, so I'm like, bro, these niggas big as hell. I'm grabbing anything I can to throw at these niggas. Vases, chairs, whatever, bro. Like, but niggas got me. That's what it is. Ain't no excuses. Everybody take a L. That's how I see it. Shit.
I got the dog shit beat out of me, man.
Well, now you might be asking, where does Carti come in all of this? Well, a week later, Carti and
we went on a
Yachty
whole
had
little
a
boat
interview,
side
which left a
quest.
sour taste in Fani's mouth, as of course Fani and Yachty have beef together. But now Carti is not taking his childhood friend's side and is instead hanging out with Yachty, which, to be honest, is simply Carti being smart and articulating the move that would be the best for his career, as 2017 was a huge year for Yachty, as it was during this time he was breaking out of the underground with his hits Broccoli and One Night. And
Broccoli was crazy, bro. He was listening on Broccoli in 2016, I think. Yo, hello mama, would you like to be my sunshine? Yeah, that shit used to be too tough, man.
Carti could only
I know everybody was listening to that shit
instead of staying with the guy who got his chain snatched and then almost crashed out. And now as we close off 2017, Carti has basically completely separated himself from Uno and Fani and is exclusively hanging out with the top dudes in the scene, Rocky and Ian Connor, and a couple of the other fashion dudes. The situation with Fani and Uno was simply Carti doing what's best for his career. Yes, it's completely selfish to choose fame over your childhood friends, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to wanting to become a superstar so you can leave behind a legacy and provide for your entire family, most artists don't think about that stuff twice. Carti probably does owe a lot to Uno and Fani though, especially Uno, as a lot of fans think he basically took his flow and cadence, but just did it better than Uno, which is why Carti blew up in the first place. However, right now, Carti looks like the bad guy that left his friends behind so he can climb to the top, but lucky he was very close with these guys at the time, came out a couple years ago and revealed that Uno and Fani actually acted like snakes around Carti, and that as soon as Carti started blowing up, they were telling Lucky to not fuck with Carti.
That's why I really fell out with Carti, because I let niggas persuade me to think Carti was food, because just because he started making money, niggas is fucking haters. Stop letting them blind y'all with that underdog shit, bro.
So maybe we're all wrong, and Carti isn't actually a bad person for ditching them. And he honestly may even regret bringing them up with him and introducing them to the ASAP mob. Because I mean, look at what they did. Uno tried fighting Dior, which got himself shot. Then Fani got his chain snatched.
So it was looking good in a way that he removed himself.
If anything, they were just distractions for Carti. I mean, even to this day, Ian, Dior and Uno got into a brawl at Complex Con last year. These dudes just seem to chill and focus on their careers. But truthfully, we will never know unless Carti himself comes out and speaks about the situation.
That's so crazy. Didn't really get so involved.
Some niggas can say I changed on them because I thought they was on the same shit I was on, but they not. Or they was on some shit that I wanted to be on, and when I got on that shit, I got on it, then surpassed them, and they was just lost in the sauce. I'm like, damn.
The next victims I'm going to delve into is the many, many, and many women Carti has repeatedly physically attacked and gotten into toxic relationships with. This goes all the way back to 2015, where he was caught in a vlog flexing to Ian Connor and his friends how while at a gas station off a Zan, some girls started laughing at his outfit, which he would hear. He would lash out at the girls and start beating the woman and start thrashing the gas station store.
I was lit out the Zan, bro, in Atlanta, bro. Going to gas station, I had on my skinny jeans or something. Bitch started laughing. I said, what the fuck y'all laughing at? I'm out the Zan, bro. You know, what the fuck y'all laughing at? What? Boom. Start tagging their ass. Look, start tagging their ass. We be breaking everything. You hear niggas, get out the stove. They call the police.
Also around this time is when he was
bro is proud. Model. Not a single like sentence there was him being shameful.
He got famous from starring in the Migos Bad and Bougie music video. Carti and Ruby.
I never knew Ruby Rose was in Migos, bro. I mean, on the Bad and Bougie song. Like literally, I think I found out like 2 years ago now. Like I think last year. That's when I was like. But then I was listening. I was like, yo, who? That looks like Ruby Rose. That's so crazy. Like, people just around. I don't know.
Would meet around 2015.
It's crazy when you see these people actually. Like, they've been around.
Before
and you never
she got
knew.
with him, she would keep him in the friend zone. Probably due to him still being with Awful Records, meaning he was a broke and unpopular SoundCloud rapper. But after signing with ASAP, they would start dating, where he would start taking her to shows. Carti would also sleep at Ruby's house in Atlanta, where in his spare time, he would use her balcony to test his guns. Average day in Atlanta, right?
He would get on your balcony and just shoot off his gun, and no one would say anything. No one called the police or.
It's Atlanta.
Yeah, that's normal shit in Atlanta.
Well, where I was staying at, yeah.
Hey, what the fuck? You could just shoot your gun out of the balcony, like. Atlanta's not real, bro. Atlanta's not a real place. I want to go out there one time because I just want to know like what goes on in Atlanta, bro. Everybody's always telling so many stories about it. There's this one special gas station out there that everybody keeps saying to go to. Bro, what the fuck goes on in Atlanta, bro? Somebody please explain.
And love is crazy, which would come out to be true. As one day, as Carti was trying to catch a flight, she would hide his phones to prevent him from leaving, which would lead to them getting into an argument and Carti setting off his gun.
We got in a little argument because I hid his phones before his flight. It just was like we were outside. He like it wasn't directly at me. It was just more like in the vicinity.
If you search this up on YouTube, the media portray this as if Carti shot directly at Ruby, but it was more so of Carti shooting up in the air to intimidate Ruby so she would give him his phones back. Either way, he was very wrong for that. In 2017, Carti and Ruby
stop hiding my phone,
would get at
bro.
it again.
Why are you even hiding my phone?
Carti would be arrested for domestic battery. At LAX, Carti and Ruby were ready to enter their terminal when Carti asked Ruby to call her mother to check in, but she didn't want to. He would then attempt to snatch her phone. They would get into a scuffle, pushing each other back and forth, when Carti would eventually get fed up, grabbed her by her backpack straps and dragged her out of the terminal into an Uber, in which she would retaliate by slapping him in the face. Carti would be shortly arrested.
Yeah, I feel like Ruby should be on some crazy shit. Cause even when she was with Diddy G, I remember like I seen hella like videos of her just pulling up to his house
for
on some crazy
domestic
shit.
battery and hit with a 20k bail, which was posted the following morning.
20k?
However, all these charges for this case were dismissed. After these incidents, Carti and Ruby would call things off, which is when Carti would then start linking his childhood crush, Iggy Azalea. The couple would first be caught together by the Daily Mail in 2018, in which they were swarmed by paparazzi after heading home after a night out. The couple would be then constantly spotted together, flying each other's Lamborghinis, moving in together, and even Iggy wearing an engagement ring. A year later, it would be leaked to the press that Iggy is 6 months pregnant. Then in the April of 2020, their baby son Onyx would be welcomed to the world. After this, it was
Carti really has a son.
Which is of course around the time Carti would be preparing to drop his highly anticipated Whole Lotta Red album. But it was time. After this, it was coming to the end of 2020, which is of course around the time Carti would be preparing to drop his highly anticipated Whole Lotta Red album. But it wasn't all glory for Carti during this period of time, as Iggy would take it upon herself to start telling the world how much of a terrible father Carti is. She would first expose another baby mother of Carti's, Brandy,
have a kid with
who is
this
the mother
man?
of Carti's second child, Eve. But before Brandy and Carti had the
Wait,
child,
what?
who is the mother of Carti's second, she would first expose another baby mother of Carti's, Brandy, who is the mother of Carti's second child, Eve. But before Brandy and Carti had the child in 2023, Carti would first start hooking up with Brandy while he was still with Iggy, which of course meant he was cheating on Iggy while she was pregnant with Onyx. Carti would book an Airbnb for him and Brandy to hook up in, where he told Iggy was a studio.
Started fucking you in an Airbnb that he had rented out as a studio while I was pregnant since he couldn't play loud music in our apartment.
But one day, Iggy would send a housekeeper clean the Airbnb while nobody was there. But the cleaner left a Hoover. This is when the cleaner would return to the studio, only to find Brandy sitting on the couch, looking white as a ghost, exposed for hooking up with Carti.
Bear in mind, while my housekeeper comes to clean this Airbnb for these motherfuckers, there's nobody in there the whole time but Jordan and his couple of little friends. She cleans every single room, no one's in there, leaves, says goodnight, forgets her vacuum, comes back in, and who's sitting on the couch looking like a ghost? Brandy. You were sitting in there.
Another time, Iggy would find a suitcase in the house which contained female belongings, in which Carti made up the excuse that he just had a couple models over for no reason. But Iggy wasn't stupid.
So I go into his side of the closet and
Nah,
I see
what
that
kind of
there
excuse
is a
was
girl's
that?
little roll-along suitcase in there with some makeup and dirty old trashy underpants. You need to buy new drawers too, girl, now. Come on. Come on now. Because those shits were raggedy.
Iggy's friend would then even catch Brandy inside their house one time, in which Iggy stated that she would have got her beat up, but instead spared her.
Raven spared you because we were gonna beat your ass at 3 o'clock in the morning, and instead you just were out there with no shoes on the street at 3 a.m. looking fucking stupid like a trash bag whore that you are.
Even after all this, Carti and Brandy would continue hooking up, even though this entire time, Carti was making promises to Iggy that he would try to fix their relationship and be a good father. Carti would come with excuses, with one of them being to give him time and space so he can release his album, so then he can step away from music for a while and become a real father. Now building up to Christmas 2020, Iggy and Carti would attempt to get back together as a family to be there for Onyx. Carti informed Iggy that he wanted to spend Christmas in Atlanta because he wanted to throw a listening party for his upcoming album, and told Iggy she would need to travel with Onyx to Atlanta to be there with him. Iggy would tell Carti that there is no commercial flights available on Christmas Eve, which is when Carti told Iggy not to worry, as he would book them a jet. Sometime later, Iggy would ring up. No jet was booked, but no worries, Carti had it sorted. He rang up Iggy and told her, "Don't worry, I'll be there in spirit," meaning they would not be spending Christmas together. So Iggy and Onyx were stuck in LA by themselves with no Christmas tree, no family, and no father for Onyx's first Christmas. All
That's
because
crazy.
Carti traveled to Atlanta.
Nigga really say, yo, I'll be there in
Onyx
spirit.
wouldn't be able to
Y'all
get
figure it
there.
out.
To wrap up Iggy's rant,
Just
she
look
would
at a
also
picture of me.
reveal that Carti had missed his son's birthday to play the PlayStation with Lil Uzi.
Yo,
Even
this
though
shit is
he had
actually, like,
scheduled
crazy,
C-section,
bro. It's really
meaning
living this
Carti
lifestyle.
knew the exact
He's
time
really the main
and day
character.
his son was going to be born.
This man didn't even come to see his son be born. He went to Philly to play the PlayStation with little Uzi. He thought that was more important than seeing his son be born. And I had a scheduled C-section.
And to make matters worse, during COVID, you would only be allowed one visitor during a birth. Iggy would of course choose Carti to be a visitor, but of course he didn't turn up. So their son was born with only his mother by his side. Iggy also had to beg Carti to sign the birth certificate multiple times, as he refused to sign it, and from what we know, he still hasn't signed it to this day. But Carti's toxic relationships wouldn't end there. As on the 14th of
when that
February
little nigga grows up, like,
2023, Valentine's Day, funny
he
enough,
gonna hate his
Carti would
dad.
be arrested on a felony
Carti
assault
gonna pay
charge
everything
after
with that little
allegedly
nigga.
choking his pregnant girlfriend. Following an argument over a paternity test, Carti would grab the woman by her throat and pushed her, holding her neck until she could barely breathe. She even told the cops she thought she was going to die. With all of this happening while she was 14 weeks pregnant, a witness would jump in and try to protect the woman, which allowed her to get out of Carti's reach and run to her car, in which she was attacked again. The victim would try to use the SOS feature on the car, to which Carti pulled her out of the car and covered her mouth so she couldn't speak.
Yo.
Once police arrived, they saw the woman had visible injuries all over
Nigga,
her
Carti
body.
was on some
However,
demonic shit. He
Carti's
was tweeting on his
attorney
hands.
would quickly come out and tell the world that these accusations were false and that the case will be dismissed. Iggy would react to all of this by posting, "Been there, done that, warned you," which by now you may have realized this woman was actually Brandy, the girl Carti was having an affair with. Overall,
Sheesh.
it
Nah,
seems
Brandy
like
look
Carti's a
bad.
bit of a piece of shit in these situations. He confessed to beating a woman in 2015, shooting and grabbing Ruby Rose around the same time, then being a deadbeat father with Iggy, which is really odd. It's not like Iggy was some side piece Carti got pregnant, then was forced to have a kid with. They both committed to this relationship
he's a fucking
and even got
superstar.
supposedly engaged. To then completely missing his child's birth to play the PlayStation
really
with
fumbled the
Uzi
superstar.
and
What the hell?
refusing to sign the child's birth certificate, so he doesn't have to legally claim the child and give the child his last name. Then more recent events where he would attack his 14-week pregnant girlfriend Brandy. Overall, it is really messed up, and it's a shame a lot of people aren't aware of it, and if they are informed of it, they turn a blind eye. What even is more weird that
but I
Carti
actually
wouldn't
want to
get
see
slayed
how
by
like
the
Cardi
media.
acted with his son. Like, is this probably like, how the fuck my father act like this? But he has no
Or
clue.
his fans for abusing his girlfriends. But when it comes to taking money from Aiden Ross, that's when the internet
Nigga
will start
finesse
turning
Aiden,
on
bro.
him. So now,
Poor
let's
Aiden.
move on to the next victim, Aiden Ross. On the 5th of February in 2024, a Travis Scott fan page would announce that Playboi Carti would make an appearance on Aiden's stream for 50k. Aiden would quote tweet this with 50k question mark, 2 million cash and a Ferrari.
And a Rari.
2024. Music.
That's crazy.
Aiden ex Playboi Carti stream tonight, live on my kid. See you
Yo,
soon.
I was actually trying
The
to watch
entire
that stream.
situation would go insanely viral. In addition
That
to
shit
all
did
the
not
hype
happen.
already built around Carti due to the rollout of his new album.
Yo, he snapped! All my life he snapped!
It seemed like the deal was accepted by Carti's camp, and it was time to go. But once it
Yo,
was time for Carti to
I was
turn
dead
up,
ass watching that live for like 30 minutes. I'm like, the show was supposed to start at 9. I'm like, yo, what the no. It was like 11 Eastern time. Like, yo, where the fuck is bro at? Nowhere to be found. So I'm like, I'm gonna just go watch YouTube and come back. Come back a whole hour later. Nigga's still not there. Now I'm just seeing Aiden mad depressed in the live. I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on, bro? Nah, but
things would go
Carti's
down.
fucked up for that, bro. That ass.
At the time,
That I love
Carti
you.
was supposed to
I love you. I love
arrive.
you.
There was
Thank you
over
for the hospitality
500,000
shit.
people sitting there
Was a
and
dub.
waiting for him to turn up. But what they didn't know is
I
that
thought
he
that shit was gonna be like
almost
the
2
opposite
hours
shit with
late.
Kai.
But once he did arrive, Carti changed his mind and no longer wanted to be on the stream, which is probably him being afraid of losing his aura points. As we know, this is very important to Carti's non-binary vampire image. One of Carti's goons would enter Aiden's stream, but Carti was nowhere to be seen.
Swear to God, Carti left. I was so close to having him in this building. Y'all can put L's all you want. I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna just say this. You sold so hard, bro.
It wouldn't be until Aiden started flexing a big bag of money, which he had ready for Carti, that he would eventually turn up. Carti would enter the room with an
Take that
intro
cash
track
and get the
led
fuck
by
out of
L,
there.
where he would dance a little bit, then whisper a couple of words.
You working on the album though, right?
No, there's no way, bro. I'm suing, bro. He that stole money.
Then take the money and leave. It was awful. Aiden would try talking to Carti, he would just ignore him.
So how was the Grammys?
Pretty good, pretty good.
And even treated him like a little kid the whole time. The whole vibe was off. I'm not even surprised Carti
Bro wants to
left
be a
early.
vampire so bad.
Carti would be there for a total of 6 minutes, if we exclude the time he spent dancing and jumping around, meaning he was paid around $3,000 per second to be on the stream. Fans were left disappointed as
Yes.
Carti hasn't done an interview in years
$3,000
due to his
per
mysterious
second?
personality.
Wow.
So fans were excited to finally see him come out of the shadows. But, of course, that didn't come to fruition. Many people would also try to call Aiden and Carti out, saying this was scripted and all for clout. But honestly, I don't think it was. I think Carti
Nah,
and
you
his
could
team
tell, bro,
probably
Aiden
just
was
saw
dead
this
as devastated on
5'7"
that video.
skinny
I
fat
mean, on that
streamer
live.
as an easy lick,
That was too
and they
much.
went ahead with it. But Aiden felt like he was scammed, as he said,
I have real life family shit going on. I flew to Miami from one day, flew right back here, slept all day because I was tired and jet lagged. Woke up, worked out, came here, sat here for 6 hours, streamed for an hour and a half. He was here, he leaves. Someone's gotta, I'm not gonna say who, someone's gotta call him and convince him to come back. He comes, listens to two songs, says 2 things, and leaves. Don't agree to something on the phone.
That shit was
Can't
wild.
the internet would support Aiden in this, as everyone started going after Carti, calling him a scammer. With this much backlash, Aiden would eventually get in contact with Carti and confirm they are doing a part 2 very soon. To end it off, it seems like Carti...
Nah, why? There's no way he's on the phone like this, bro. Like, why? There's no way, bro. Please tell me it's not real. There's no way. I refuse to believe he's on the phone like this. The whole time. Like,
doing a part 2 very
there's
soon.
no way.
To end it off, It seems like
now, with the nose
has done a
ring
lot of scummy
piercing is
things to
tough.
get to the top. But to be fair to him,
The victim was Travis Scott. Yo, anyways, I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe. Is Carti really the victim? Or this? I don't know.